I want to give a special shout out to all my patrons first. Thank you so much to my Bibliospren, Bibliohowlers, and my Bibliomancers. It means a lot to me that you give me your extra support for my passion and hobby. Hi everyone, Petek here. Today's video will be another episode of SFF Spotlight. In today's episode, this is episode number 65. I have about 15 or 16 topics to spotlight. As usual, this will cover the topics of new book news, new cover reveal, special edition, Kickstarter campaign, and also new noteworthy release in the adult science fiction and fantasy genre. But for today's video, instead of starting with new book news first, I will start from special edition first because I only have 2 special editions to spotlight today. Let's start from the first one. This is for those of you who are fine press collectors or a big fan of David Gemmell, because Curious King has announced their next publication, and it is for Legend by David Gemmell. I haven't read Legend yet. I know that sounds like a sin, but I will make sure to fix that. But anyway, yeah, this edition, just like the previous edition by Curious King, this will be an all-out production. As always, letterpress printing, very high quality production value, and yeah, there will be 3 tiers to this one: standard, deluxe, and then finally lettered. And Curious King has announced that this one will be published as a standalone novel, so there won't be any continuation to their edition of Legend. Just this one, and that's it. And this edition, it will be illustrated by Justin Sweet. I think a total of 8 new illustrations. Cover art, there will be a dust jacket exclusive to the standard edition, which is priced at £185. And also there will be 6 new interior illustrations plus end paper. This is the one for the end paper, and it looks absolutely stunning. I haven't read Legend yet, but I heard from the fans of the series that this is very accurate to the scene in the book. The price for the deluxe and lettered edition are far more expensive than the standard edition, but if you are aiming to get the standard edition, it is possible to do it. There will be about, I think, 500 copies, and you can get it on Sunday, the 14th of June, 8 p.m. on BST time zone. Make sure to mark your calendar, because when I posted about the Blade itself and also the 5th season, I got some comments saying that they were really sad. People really sad that I missed out on the edition of the Blade itself and also the 5th season. But this time it is possible to get Legend if it's on your budget, because as I said, this is letterpress printing. This is an all-out production. I have the pleasure of actually interviewing Anthony, the owner of the Curious King, on my YouTube channel, and I learned a lot about fine press printing from him. It was really good conversation. I had a great time talking with Anthony, and I hope to invite him back to my YouTube channel again someday. But yeah, there will be a fine press production of Legend by David Gemmell coming on the 14th of July, which is basically next Sunday. Make sure to mark your calendar. I cannot wait to see it in person, because the actual experience of seeing a special edition in person is always better than seeing it digitally. But yeah, once again, I want to say congratulations to Curious King for producing what seems to be probably the best edition from them so far. We will have to see and find out. But moving on to the next special edition and the last one on today's episode, this is about The Sun Eater by Christopher Ruocchio, the Broken Binding edition. So the next art has been revealed. So this will be the last reveal for the board art, which is the naked hardcover art of Demon in White now. I have revealed Empire of Silence with a scene that was chosen by Mike from Mike's Book Review, and then Howling Dark, the battle on the Demi-Urge, which is a scene chosen by me, and finally Demon in White. This is the Grand Colosseum, and this scene is chosen by Daniel Green. But something that you have to know, I mentioned that this is a collaboration between me, Christopher Ruocchio, and also Daniel Green. But I want to make it clear that the art direction is really by Christopher Ruocchio and also me. Well, Daniel Green chose the scene, but we actually went with a different sketch from the one that Daniel Green chose. And not gonna lie, I think the one that Daniel Green chose would have made a better board art. There is a definite chance of that happening. But at the same time, because this is a duel scene and the battle on the Demi-Urge is already a duel scene in the Howling Dark board art, we didn't want to repeat that. But at the same time, I think this artwork by Peng Lu, I think the result is still absolutely fantastic. I love this artwork very much. I think this and also the Battle on the Demiurge are my favorite pieces out of all the artwork for the Sun Eater edition. The Sun Eater, the Broken Binding edition. Next, we will reveal Ant Papers, I think this Friday and also next Friday. And after that, we will start talking about the new cover art and the reversible cover art. Both of them are again by the same artist. And yeah, I hope many of you will like them. And again, if you want to have early access to the Sun Eater Broken Binding Edition, it is possible to do it. You just have to fill in the interest form. So you will have early access before, I think one day. It is one day before the general sale. So yeah, make sure to do it if you are interested in getting yourself a copy of the Sun Eater, the Broken Binding Edition. But that's it for the topic of special edition. But seeing that I was talking about the Sun Eater, the next topic will be about the Sun Eater. If you aren't able to get a copy of the Broken Binding Edition or the Underida edition or even the Diamond edition, yeah, there are many special editions for the Sun Eater. Well, rest assured that DAW Books is completely reprinting every hardcover in the Sun Eater series. I think every hardcover, but as far as I know, this August, next month, the hardcover, the second print of Howling Dark and also Demon in White will happen. So if you missed out on the hardcover edition of Demon in White and also Howling Dark, it is possible to get them next month. And here's the thing, DAW Books have acquired the rights to publish the Sun Eater back from Baen Books. So now every book in the Sun Eater will be published, I think starting from the end of this year, it will be published by DAW Books, again in the US anyway. This is just a sign of how successful the Sun Eater is now. I think DAW Books is reflecting on why or how they end up letting go of the Sun Eater, and now they're bringing him back. They're bringing Christopher Ruocchio and the Sun Eater back for, I assume, many good reasons. Well, I believe many good reasons. This is one of the best sci-fi series of all time. It is really the best sci-fi series of all time for me at the moment. So yeah, love this series very much. So congratulations to Christopher Ruocchio for this big news. And one thing to remember, if you get a copy of the second printing of Howling Dark, the spine will match Empire of Silence better than the first printing. So that's up to you to decide how many copies of the Sun Eater book you want to have on your bookshelves. But yeah, the next topic will be about a new book and also a new cover art. And this is for one of my most anticipated release, and it is the sequel to Sons of Darkness by Gourav Mohanty. Sons of Darkness was originally published by Indian publisher, I think, and now it has been acquired by Head of Zeus with the same cover art by Micaela Alcaino. And now the sequel, The Dance of Shadows, the cover art has been revealed. And once again, the cover art is illustrated and designed by the same artist, Micaela Alcaino, and now it features the color red. The first book features the color yellow. I'm not sure whether this is a trilogy or a quartet, I actually forgot, but no matter how many books, I will be reading them all because I love Sons of Darkness very much. It is pretty much Mahabharata imbued with elements of First Law, Malazan, and also A Song of Ice and Fire. Yeah, very big names, but you can definitely tell that Gourav Mohanty is inspired by these stories very much in Sons of Darkness. And I think I have a feeling that it will start to change in Dance of Shadows. That's my feeling anyway. But Dance of Shadows will be published in February 2025. So yeah, I'm so looking forward to reading that. But again, congratulations to Gourav for acquiring another beautiful cover art to his book. And moving on to the next news, this is about a new cover reveal, and this is for ebook number 13 in the Wandering In series by Pirateaba, the Empress of Beasts. And yeah, this is another absolutely stunning cover art illustrated by John Anthony Di Giovanni, an amazing artist really, and I would love to see more of his artwork appearing in more fantasy books, fantasy and sci-fi books. He's such an amazing illustrator. I love what he did for the 5th season by Curious King so damn much. And this is just another example of how good he is at illustrating. I mean, I haven't read The Wandering In yet. I know. I really want to start The Wandering In this year. I don't know whether I can do that or not because, my schedule is just so jam-packed, but that's really one of the goals this year, to start reading The Wandering Inn and also another web novel called Lord of the Mysteries. That's my plan anyway. And even though I haven't started reading The Wandering Inn yet, I have been so amazed at every cover art of The Wandering Inn series. All of them are illustrated by John Anthony Di Giovanni, and I don't know, maybe one day there will be a physical edition, hopefully. Probably not for all of them, because that would require probably 30 or 40 or maybe 50 physical copies, but physical volumes. But I don't know, maybe just the first volume, because I would love to get that. That cover art is beautiful. But moving on to the next cover reveal to Spotlight, this is for House of Muir by Luc Tarzian. This is the second book in the Shadow Twin series, and honestly, I don't know too much about this series yet, but I found the cover quite interesting. It is illustrated and designed by the author himself, Luc Tarzian. So make sure to check this one out. I heard that Luc Tarzian's books are bizarre and also I think can be called dark fantasy. And finally, the last cover reveal I want to spotlight today. This will be for The Blood Price by Nicole Evans. The cover art is done by Zoe Baldini, and well, Nicole Evans, I have known Nicole Evans for plenty of years now. She is a fellow book reviewer, and I'm really happy for her that her debut, The Blood Price, is finally coming this October 2024. I think it is a great cover artwork. I read the behind the scene process and also the art composition that took place behind the creation of The Blood Price. And not gonna lie, I would have chosen the same sketch as well, because this is definitely the best version that this cover art, this book can get. So yeah, I look forward to reading this one as soon as I can, but again, I cannot make any promises due to how many books and review copies that I own now, thankfully, because I'm thankful, even though I can feel stressed about it, but I'm also thankful by the number of review copies that, well, I will never run out of right now. And before we start talking about two Kickstarter campaign to spotlight, I want to mention one noteworthy release first, and this is for The Failures by Benjamin Lyer. Yeah, this is an amazing debut novel, really one of the most impressive and ambitious debut novel I've read in quite a while. If you love intricate world building and also book and stories that doesn't handhold you, well, this is for you. The book itself is such a genre blend of fantasy, post-apocalypse, dark fantasy, sci-fi. It has pretty much almost everything, and it is incredible. It won't be a book for, in my opinion, it won't be a book for a majority of fantasy or sci-fi readers, but if it clicks with you, then I think you will find yourself, well, completely enamored with this one, and it is hard to forget. I cannot wait to read the sequel, because what happened at the end of the first book, it was so good. Seeing everything came together in the last section of the Failures, it was really good already. This is the first book in the Wonderlands trilogy, and I cannot wait to see how Benjamin Lyer will continue the trilogy. Very awesome book, really. And Ted Williams and also Christopher Ruocchio praised this book highly. So if you don't want to hear my praises, hear their praises instead. And now let's move on to Kickstarter campaigns. As I said, I only have two Kickstarter campaigns to spotlight today. The first one is for the second volume in Climbing the Ranks by Wong. This is a lit RPG and also cultivation epic fantasy series that is supposedly reminiscent of a solo leveling. Yeah, solo leveling, and also I think Tower of God. Both of them are manhwa, very popular manhwa series, and I love these two manhwa series. And well, hopefully I can get around to this one someday. And you know, the cover art is done by Bad Moon Art Studio, and wow, it's beautiful. I love this cover art as well. This one, the book will be funded through Kickstarter campaign, just like the first volume. So yeah, make sure to check out the Kickstarter campaign page, even though the Kickstarter campaign hasn't gone live yet. And finally, the same thing is also for this next book. This is for The Aching God by Mike Shel, the first book in the Iconoclast trilogy. I have actually read The Aching God a long time ago. Well, not too long, I think about 2 years ago. And I think I gave it a 3 or 3.5 stars. It was good, and I heard the remaining two books in the series, they are even better. So, well, unfortunately, I haven't continued, but I hope whenever I get to the sequel, I hope that will end up coming true for me. As far as Aching God goes, I think the first book can definitely be categorized as something that is suitable to those of you who love Dungeons and Dragons, D&D, and also dark fantasy. So that's really for the books portion. Now we move on to the final category of today's SFF Spotlight, which is to talk about, well, adaptation. The first one is about Piranesi by Susanna Clarke. For whatever reasons, I forgot to mention this in my previous SFF Spotlight episode, and I want to fix that because there is a good chance Piranesi will be an amazing adaptation because it is adapted by Laika Knight, who previously helmed the studio's Oscar-nominated Kubo and the Two Strings, as well as Bumblebee from the Transformer franchise, said of the novel, "Piranesi is a treasure and very dear to me. As a filmmaker, I can scarcely imagine a more joyful experience than wandering through the world Susanna dreamed into being. She's one of my all-time favorite authors, and with Piranesi, Susanna has created a beautiful, devastating, and ultimately life-affirming work of art. I'm humbled that she chose Laika as her home." And in return, Susanna Clarke said that animation is one of my favorite things. I've been inspired by so many animated movies, and Laika has produced such extraordinary work. Movies like Coraline and Kubo and the Two Strings, full of beauty and wonder and weirdness. I'm thrilled that Piranesi has found a home with them, and I cannot wait to see what they do. Having been a big fan of Coraline and also Kubo, the movies, I cannot wait to see what they will do with Piranesi as well. I have read the book, and it is a great book. Great short book, and if you haven't read it, I think you should give it a try. I don't know whether it will click with you or not, but if it does, and then, well, if you want to know my full thoughts about it, you can check out my review on it on Goodreads. But you know what? This is the kind of book that, in my opinion, you should go into as blindly as possible. And the next adaptation I want to spotlight, this is actually about a rumor that Elden Ring, the video game, might be getting an animation movie or a movie. We don't know what's going to happen here, but George R. Martin kinda confirmed that there is an adaptation happening for Elden Ring video game. And well, he's one of the creators. Well, he contributed a lot to the world building of Elden Ring, and I think he has, well, I think there's some truth to what he is saying here. And I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see what they will do, and at the same time, I'm also scared because I don't know how they will produce or adapt Elden Ring unless it is done in animation or anime format. That's really my thoughts regarding Elden Ring. But I have finished playing Elden Ring Shadow of the Earth Tree. What an incredible DLC. I died 100 times playing against the final boss. I actually want to post a short video of me fighting the final boss on my YouTube channel, and maybe not just the final boss, maybe just a compilation of the hardest bosses that I fought on Elden Ring Shadow of the Earth Tree. And yeah, maybe I will do that soon. I need to compile them first, but I had such a great time playing Elden Ring. It definitely destroyed my productivity, but it was worth it. Finally, for the last 4 topics of today's video, and 4 of them are for anime adaptation. The first one is about Kimetsu no Yaiba, or Demon Slayer. I have just finished watching Demon Slayer, the Hashira training arc, and the last episode was just mind-blowing, and I cannot believe that it actually ended on such a crazy cliffhanger. But you know what? The last arc, the Infinity Castle arc, it has been confirmed to be divided into 3 movies, 3 high production and high budget movies. So it will be something amazing because the movie in the Demon Slayer, I think there's only 1 so far, and it was utterly incredible. So I cannot wait because the Infinity Castle arc is probably the best arc in the entire Demon Slayer. I love that final arc very much. I have read the manga about 2 or 3 years ago, and now I cannot wait to see how they will adapt the Infinity Castle arc. And then after that, after Kimetsu no Yaiba, this is something exciting for me because this is Witch Hat Atelier by Kamome Shirohama. It's also getting an anime adaptation in 2025. I love Witch Hat Atelier. It is such a beautiful manga. The illustrations are stunning. The world building, the lore, and the magic, everything about it just speaks of wonder, in my opinion. If you haven't read Witch Hat Atelier yet, please give it a try. It is an incredible manga, but if you prefer watching the anime instead, well, the composer behind Elden Ring she will be composing the music for Witchet Atelier anime, and the teaser so far, it looks beautiful. Coco and also Keyfree, they look so nice in anime format, and yeah, I look forward to watching this as well. Hopefully it will be an amazing adaptation. And then finally, for the last topic, this is about two popular manhwa. The first one, Solo Leveling, which already has an anime. The season 2 teaser is out now. Feel free to watch that one. And yeah, Solo Leveling is one of my favorite manhwa, and it is one of the most popular manhwa series. Same with the next one, and it is about omniscient reader's viewpoint. For this one, I haven't caught up to the manhwa yet or the novels, but it is confirmed that it will be getting an anime as well. This is a big news for those of us who are a fan of omniscient reader's viewpoint, and there are a lot of us, and yeah, there are seriously a lot of us, even if you probably haven't heard about it before. But yeah, this is on the level of Solo Leveling in terms of popularity, or maybe almost as popular, or in some cases it might be even more popular. Yeah, but yeah, that's the end of today's SFF Spotlight episode. That's about 16 topics, and do let me know what you think about the news that I spotlighted today. And I just want to say thank you so much for, well, always tuning in to watching SFF Spotlight. As always, thank you so much for watching, and thank you for your support. Bye bye. Lastly, I want to say thank you so much once again to all my patrons who keep on supporting me.